everybody, today on the G3 Boardroom we are going to be talking about Panda Royale.
Panda.
I've played this game a few times. You've played it probably more than that.
I have played it more than that.
Bob played it twice and smoked us both times.
I wasn't quite smoking on the second time.
Sucks.
No,
you smoked me the second time.
Yeah.
Bob won the game that we recorded, but it might be within the margin of error. It's only like, how much? What was the score?
471.
The 466, within 5 points. That might be within the margin of error.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I did have an extra purple dice that I'm supposed to add in right now.
I kind of forgot a zero. I had 4,710.
That's very good.
Yeah, I forgot a zero also. This is a really fun dice chucking game. The different color die is going to determine how you score it. You know, like the green die and the white die and the yellow die, you just get, whatever you roll. The difference is the yellow die is your initiative, determines who's going to draft first, the next round. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. You can put up some really high scores.
Yeah, the different scoring comes in with different dice. On our playthrough, I really lived high on the hog off the purple ones.
Yeah.
The purple ones are just straight double your score.
I never even touched them.
Yeah, Bob didn't have a single purple one. I don't think Jay did a lot of work
At the
either.
end, yeah.
But I had these 3 8-sided dice for a little bit, and that was the first pillar in my 2-pillar strategy to win was I got the purples. The other thing I did this time, I wanted to see what happened if I was in control the entire game. So I had 3 yellow ones fairly quickly, and it was just, hey, I'm going to keep the initiative. I'm going to keep going first. I'm going to keep getting first decision on all these things, and you guys can pick out where the scraps. And it kind of worked, except that I lost, so it didn't work.
Well, but see, Bob was rolling incredible amounts. Like Bob had a lot of the blue dice, and the blue die are you add them up. But if you have a sparkly die in the mix, then you double that score.
Yeah.
So Bob was getting massive. And then the greens, the green is just a sum of the greens, but these greens are all like 20-sided die.
I was going to say, are they only 20-sided, or are there anything?
Yes, there are no other variations. They're all 20-sided die.
I had the 2 natural 20s on the end. That would have, if I didn't hit that, you would have won.
Right. So, I'm sad you pointed that out.
By 5.
It makes me sad. That makes me real sad. But, you were rolling the greens like a monster all the way across the table. It was kind of funny.
Almost had sloppy dice.
But the curiosity that we had in our playthrough was the red dice are, you take your total of the red dice, and there's positive and negative numbers on there, but you take your total off the red dice and you multiply by however many red dice you have. And as you can see from the camera, we had 1 red dice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of red dice in here. And 1 came up on the first round and nobody took it. And again, I was already using my strategy. I'm going to take an initiative die, so I didn't take it.
Yeah.
Bob can't add like that, so he didn't take it. I figured Jay was going to take it.
I figured it would slow us down if I had to do multiplication.
Well, that first the first draft was that was the really interesting one.
It was.
And so I could have taken the red, but I figured, red's going to be coming out a lot. But red is a wild card strategy. It'll get you really high or really low. It's a make or break.
It's a big.
If you put all your eggs in the red die basket, you're going to win big or lose big.
Yeah. But I enjoy this game. Anyway, so this game, you can pick it up on Amazon. It's for $39.95. It's for what you get. It's hard to know if it's a fair price because there's so many dice in here.
Oh yeah.
There's so many dice.
And dice
you
are
can play it quick,
component.
and dice are an expensive component. So with that in mind, it's a little bit more of a pricey game for what you feel like you have there. But I think it's well worth it. It's a good game. I think you can also play this one with a younger set of people, like your kids, your grade school level mathematicians. It just helps reinforce those kind of things. It'll take you a little bit longer to play. But it definitely reinforces some math skills.
It does say 8+, but even if you have kids even younger, you can help them add.
Yeah.
And just kind of say, hey, for the green dice, you just want to roll high, or look out for the red dice. Just as a learning kind of thing.
From a strategy kind of thing. they might not catch the nuance, but it does reinforce math skills, which is important, and it does it in a fun way.
Yeah.
If you can learn something in a fun way, you're going to retain it.
A lot of luck, of course, since it's a dice roller.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's taking advantage of what you could see and what comes up as drafting. I mean, the one thing that I had luck on the last is like on turn 9, I had the option to draft another steel token, and I did that right before the last turn. That was actually a turn 8 where I got it, but so I was able to do it at the end of 9, and then get a whole bunch of blue dice in the process.
And keep them.
What's
more?
Well, that gave me a 17, and then times 2 since I had the glitter, so that was 34
right.
So,
And I was crabbing at you at one point for not stealing from Bob because he was smiling and happy, but it ended up being close. So I guess that crabbing was only marginally valid.
Yeah, I mean they were the mid 400s, and I had like 330, so it just.
And I think he might have inflated his score.
That's going to happen in this game. I mean, in fact, the other game we played was I had like 316. So
yeah,
I actually shorted myself 2 points. I just realized
How'd you manage that?
I should have had 44 on blues.
I think I picked up one of your things and chucked it at one point.
So,
yeah, I had 466, and my previous game that was a 349. So
yeah, so the previous game was a little bit closer, but it's just weird because this game didn't have any of the red dice in it.
So really strange.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch in there. It's not like there's none. There's so many.
Yeah, a lot of red dice. A lot in there.
Purple didn't seem to come up very much at all either because I didn't grab any.
I had 3 8-sided purples.
Oh, okay.
8-sided purples?
Yeah. Yeah, and you
12-sided purples.
52 at one point. So,
yeah. I scored big off the purples, so I'm not going to complain about purple.
No. Purple.
Purple. My one complaint about this game is I just don't know what it has to do with pandas at all.
Panda Royale. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not quite getting it, but it made cute box art, and I'm sure somebody bought it based on the box art alone. So they probably looked at it and said, "Oh, I like pandas."
Yeah, that's cute.
And they got home and they're like, "This is just a dice game." And I'm like, I like dice games.
Maybe it's based on a traditional game.
If anyone knows, let us know in the comments. We have no idea what the
theme is.
Is pandas and dice rolling.
Maybe we'll have to have Last Night Games reach out to us and say, "Hey, the pandas." I don't know. I can't even think of a good line.
What they might say. What they might say is, "Read the rule book, idiot."
Read the rule book.
It says it right there on page 1.
There's a page of lore, I guess.
On page 1, it's like you're the elder of the panda clan, that sort of thing, and it's all good. I just still don't know what the dice game has to do with pandas.
In the small bag.
Sorry, we still, even through playing through the game, we don't know what the small bag.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Unless it's only for like a 2-player game. Maybe because I don't
you use all the dice.
Yeah.
You can't fit them in the small bag.
Yeah.
For
a whole other component. The only other component is that.
And the pencils.
Oh, unless they want you to keep the yellow initiative dice separate.
I think it says put them back in the box.
Okay.
So.
Well, thank you for the extra bag there.
Yeah.
The mystery goes on.
Continues.
Yeah.
Again, Last Night Games, reach out to us and tell us what appreciate it. Okay, so Panda Royale, I enjoy it. I'd play it some more. It's a quick one.
Yeah, very quick, very fun. It's very kind of, you don't have to think too much. There's not really a lot of deep strategy because it's so luck-based. So it's not like you're investing a lot of mental energy while you're playing the game.
And I like any game where I don't have to think too much.
It's a pretty social game, but it's also like a lot of quiet because every round everyone's tallying up their scores. So it's not like the loudest, most raucous social game.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, I'd like to congratulate Bob on his win, but I won't.
I'll take that as congratulations anyways.
Bob's going to take it where he can.
Yeah.
Especially if we're going to play Galaxy Truckers.
Galaxy Truckers.
Stay tuned.
So that's Panda Royale. If you enjoy this game, if the review was kind of helpful at showing you this game, go ahead and give us a like or a subscribe. And other than that, we will see you next time.
Panda!